stories unfold. It's laughter, it's lessons, it's love made of gold. Got a question, ask it, we're not shying here. This is a safe space, honey, come face your fear. Got the mic hot, got the bass line deep, Granny's got the groove you wanna keep. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea, it's hot as bold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea, it's hot as bold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea, it's hot as bold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea, it's hot as bold, it's just what you need. Darling, lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pound. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear. Lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pounds. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear. Lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pounds. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear. Lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pounds. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear.
Granny ain't scared, and you better not be either. Welcome to Granny's house.
Welcome to Granny's house. How are you doing? How are you doing tonight? We are at episode 25. Ooh, it's real. Episode 25. Before we get started, we go through the same thing every week because we remember we do not gatekeep. We like follow and share. We like follow and share on Facebook. We like follow and share on TikTok, Instagram, Lemonade, and YouTube. And they all have the same moniker. They call me Granny. So if you can't find me, type in They Call Me Granny on the search bar and it will list my face. Once again, we also know the rules at Granny's house. When you come in, you speak. You say hi, take off your shoes and get ready for the ride, right? Welcome to Granny's house, and all images and words spoken or written belong to who? Your attendance is your approval, so I don't have to hear you come back later because you've been told. You hear me? How y'all doing? Welcome. Hey, Queen. Walaikum salam. How are you doing, beloved? Welcome to Granny's house. If this is your first time, we're happy to have you. Welcome and welcome again. Let's see what we're talking about tonight. If you know already, let me know. But tonight's conversation is I am a work in progress. You hear me? I'm a work in progress. I know some of y'all are a work in progress too. I've been around you. But I am a work in progress. Tonight we will go over that. And I need y'all to hear me clearly when I say this. I am not completely delivered. I'm still working on me. I am not finished. I am not perfected yet. And I am not ashamed of the work that God is still doing with me. You hear me? He is still working. I'm thankful that He ain't let me go. He is still working on me. I'm learning that growth doesn't always look pretty. Sometimes growth looks like pausing instead of reacting. We're going to talk about a lot tonight, so I'm putting it on y'all. This is my little monologue like SNL. Sometimes it looks like apologizing. Sometimes it looks like choosing peace when chaos looks familiar and feels familiar. And there was a time when I thought healing meant I would never be triggered again. You know, that's not true. We know that's not true. But now I understand that healing means I recognize the triggers and I react differently. Mm, I am a work in progress, and that doesn't mean I'm failing. It means I'm becoming. So God is patient. So tonight I'm learning how to be patient with myself. I need y'all to be patient with me too as we have this conversation. And talk to yourself as I'm talking to y'all. You hear me? If you're watching and you're still trying to figure it out, I'm still learning. I'm still unlearning, still healing, still growing. And I'm not behind. I'm what? I'm right on time. So hey, welcome to Granny's house. Welcome to Granny's house. Our conversation as we start tonight will be progress equals perfection. Progress equals perfection. Let me know if you're in the house. Give me some hearts, some love, and let's get this going tonight. Progress equals perfection. Healing is not simple. Some days you relapse, and some days you may rise. I know I've been there. I've had some days to where I had to catch myself too when I talk about things and I say I'm striving to get there or I'm working on me. I'm striving to make me better. You can't start because sometimes we get a little haughty in our little spirit and we get to always talking like we made it. I've been sitting around some of the folk that already feel they made it. You ain't made it. You hear me? But we have to watch our tone and our conversation when we speak on self. So we don't get people to thinking that you think that you already perfected. Like you ain't going through no problem. We all going through something, but what? We gonna make it through. That's what we gonna make it through. Just because I struggle doesn't mean I'm not growing. Yes, we are going to struggle. You're going to have some things that are going to come your way, and God said He has to challenge you and test you to see if you really, truly, truly, really you. And I notice it's been times to where you go, today I'm not going to, no jump. Today I'm going to be on point. I'm going to be on top of my game. And right when you do that, here comes something else. Here comes some madness, some drama. And then you sit back and you're like, dang, I was doing good. And you fall back and you relapse. The thing you have to remember, it's okay. I did relapse, but I'm not falling all the way out. Don't fall all the way out. You may fall back, but don't fall out. Pick yourself up and come back again tomorrow. And start back day one again. I saw this little video. This guy was trying to stop smoking cigarettes. And he had the day. He started day one. Then he come back the next day and he say day one again. He start back at day one again. But he kept trying. He threw a punch in the fight day one. Then hopefully he got the day two, bless his heart. But he kept going on and going on at day one. But he kept showing you that I'm still gonna show up for me. I'm still gonna strive to be there. I'm gonna make it happen. I relapsed, but I got back up. When he saw we fall down, but what we get back up. Because when he said a savior is just a sinner who fell down. Oh, you better stop that. I know I'm a sinner. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I am happy that I don't look like what I've been through. I'm thankful that I don't show all the scars and the pain of the things that I've been through. Now I feel it sometimes. We feel it because we beat our own self up through our own sin and we go, oh, I should have been this and I should have been that. You feel it, but thank God you don't look like it. Because I think if y'all have seen some of the stuff that I've been holding on to, you'd be like, ooh, is she fighting a battle, a war by herself? Don't measure your progress by someone else's ruin. That means don't allow somebody else to tell you when they feel that you should be healed or you should be moving at their pace or their speed. Because my speed ain't your speed and your speed ain't mine. I'm moving at the pace that God has for me to go through. And I have to move at the pace and go through the stuff that He has me to grow through. Y'all better come on. Grow through and go through. So we're going to go through some stuff. But are you growing through what you went through? Has it made you even stronger than when you started? Has it made you stronger? Because I did not what? I didn't come this far to only come this far. I didn't come this far to quit. You know, I know we talk to people and they go, "Oh, I'm done," and you quit. And we can't quit. We done did too much. We done seen too much. We have still so much to do. But we don't have no opportunity to quit right now, y'all. We can't. We have to keep fighting and forging through. Because we said, what? We didn't come this far to get this far. We ain't seen nothing yet. We really haven't. We walk around thinking, oh, I'm 75. I done seen it all. You ain't seen nothing. You a baby. Oh, I'm 52, girl. You know I'm 52. And what you done seen? You ain't seen nothing. You ain't even walked through some real storms. You just a baby. But as I'm maturing in my baby stage, I'm realizing that what I'm going through, I'm learning to see the actual value of maybe the pain or the lesson that's being taught. I'm actually learning how to mold myself in a better way as I fight through these little turmoils and things that I go through. Because I know we all go through some things. We all have these little times that we beat ourselves up for things that are happening in our lives, but not realizing that God has given us these things to see how tough you are. Hmm. Talk to yourself sometimes.
Lady. Yes, you. You are still a work in progress, and that's beautiful. Every scar, every wrinkle, every lesson, that's proof you kept going. You don't have to have it all together to be lovable. You are healing every day. A little softer, a little stronger. Give yourself.
And she said, "You're healing every day. You're a little softer and a little stronger." I'm trying to get my little feminine side, but some days we have to pull out that little lion, right? And it's okay to pull out like that lion. You're gonna learn how to get past that, some of that, learn how to blink and be calm. Because we have what? We have become so where when we try to heal, somebody always pull us back to that old person, huh? No, I be going good. I'll be right there making it happen. And then here comes somebody that'll try to pull me back. And I'm like, hold up. Don't pull me back there. Don't even try to pull me back there. But then I fall and I have to get back up. But I have them little moments sometimes to where I have that urge to what? To clap back on people. And I'm fighting that clap back urge. Hey Queen, how you doing, TT? Peace. I'm learning how to fight back that clapback urge. She come up sometime. Ooh, she come up real good some days. I be looking at folks like, y'all lucky. Y'all lucky I'm striving. Because I have that little moment to where I'm like, I'll be ready to tell everybody about themselves and sell it to you real loud. You hear me? That urge to over explain. I'm learning that too. I don't have to explain myself to everybody with everything. And if I said no, it means no. And then you over explain because you're trying to get people to see you because they haven't learned you yet. Or you're trying to get them to see, you hear what I'm telling you? Don't you believe me? Yeah, believe it for yourself. Because if you don't believe that you're striving to heal, how you expect them to see? But it's something that your words are not going to be able to show. Your actions are going to be able to show. You'll move differently. Your thought process will be differently. You'll walk out of certain rooms that you know you should not be in. The urge to prove yourself to people who don't deserve access. And that's when we're all overextended. Letting all this bad energy and all these people around you. Remember we talked about earlier, some shows back. And some folks we got to throw off the boat. Some people got to leave where they are. But no, you know what we're trying to save everybody. Who I can save them. And they ain't ready to be saved. And how you gonna heal someone else and you ain't completely different? Not even a smidgen has gotten there. You can give a good word. I'm not saying that you can't help people. But I'm saying as you're helping others, are you charging your battery also too? Y'all better come on, y'all quiet tonight. Ooh, I hope we ain't touching no buttons. I hope we ain't touching no buttons. Lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect. We're going to talk about boundaries as we go. Boundaries are a good thing. And some people go, oh, well, When we talked about, you should have wrote down last week, what are my boundaries? What are things that I'm going to allow to go down? What are things that I'm going to shut down? Because I'm not going to allow that to be. No, this is not even going down. I'm not going to allow you to do this to me anymore. Boundaries. Growth is not silent when you need boundaries. See, when you're setting your boundaries, just because you're growing don't mean you got to be super cool. Because it's gonna come a time that you may have to scream at some folks also too to remind them that they're not listening. I'm growing, but don't get it all the way twisted to where you're gonna come in here and cut up because you see me now in a more peaceful state. Don't take my quietness and my kindness for weakness. Still too, I'm still her. She's still me. She's working on being a better who she was. You hear me? I know I'm not walking around cutting folk heads off all day long. I have a bigger smile now when I walk past people. And I strive to give people a better version of me when they meet. Because what they say, first impression is your last impression. But if you tempt me because you have not thought that impression of me was some little lamb, she's still working on it. You hear me? But I will allow you to see, no, that's not where we're gonna go. Because I now understand and I'm working on the boundaries to show you that respect is everything. If you don't respect me, then I have to remove your access. And I have removed access for a lot of people, whether they know it or not. They don't have no access no more. Or you say healing doesn't mean we have to tolerate your disrespect. Don't take why you say my kindness for weakness. I'm healing, but I still have to guard myself from your drama. And guard myself from you. If you guard yourself from me, child, guard yourself. Cover down, close ranks. Because peace doesn't give people unlimited access. Just because I'm striving to be peaceful does not mean that you can come over here and walk it up. Not today. Not today. And I am not avoiding the problem. I'm protecting my progress. I say that because when you're around certain things and certain people and you'll move out the way or you'll block yourself, you're not avoiding your problems on all levels. We can't run away from our problems. But there's some things that you have to shut down and don't allow access to. So that access doesn't start infecting our growth and development that we're working on, right? We're working on it. Who gave you that? No one gave it. I gave it to myself. And what did the balloons hold? Peace. I gave peace to myself. I'm giving progress to myself. I'm earning my turn. Greetings, beloved. How are you? Greetings and welcome. I hope you are been tuning in. We're talking about I'm still a work in progress. And I can say that, and I'm happy to say that, because it shows that I understand that there's still a lot that has to be done with me and for me. And I'm willing to work on it, and I accept the challenge of what it takes to get me. That's our comment today. Are you willing to accept the challenge? Because it is a challenge. Are you willing to accept the challenge? I might be a work in progress, but every day I get a little bit wiser, a little better, a little bit better, and a little bit stronger. We're going to take out them little bits out there, and we're going to say, every day I'm striving to become wiser. I'm striving to be better. And I am becoming stronger. So we have to remember the words that we now use. The words and how we title it. We give things power by the words we use. So we have to use powerful phrases now to move to make us understand and move things in our life even better. I see you, TT. I see you. Giving yourself grace doesn't mean you stop correcting yourself. As we give ourselves grace, our grace should come with accountability. Because we know that we talked about what we may relapse, but we have to take accountability for when we do these things. You can't start blaming everybody else. Now, we got some little 30-year-olds around us that child they blame everybody and everything except themselves. It started raining. Ooh, it's my mama's fault it rained. Oh, something happened to him. Oh, it's everybody else's fault except mine. Where's your accountability for your own drama? Because if you're striving to heal from past traumas, you have to also take accountability of how much of that did you put on yourself. Ooh, I know I did. I know I did. I sit back and I fight with them. I tell people now, anything I did 7 years ago is like my credit. It don't exist no more. I have threw it away. And I had to say that to myself, and I constantly remind myself of that. I've thrown it away so I don't allow that negativity to what? To peek back in and come in and have a seat. You don't want that to come in and have a seat. That negativity will come in and then you be fighting trying to remove it out of your head. You're spending more time trying to balance all these negative thoughts and negative energy than working on the good parts, the good things that are coming to you. Because you have to own your triggers. We have to learn. We're gonna write that down to another thing on our journal. You should have a journal by now if you've been at Granny's house. After we talk about our boundaries, talk about what triggers. I write these things down. I have books all around the house. I think my husband probably think I'm a nut, but I'm learning how to own my triggers. What disturbs me? What has set me off? Who is a trigger for me? She said, "It's my baby fault. These 20 pounds. It is that right there. I'm not taking accountability for because I was snatched before I had them hard head, big head people. I looked real good. You hear me? Then here come all these folks. I think they took a little bit of our brain cells too. That's why they say you have to constantly keep reading. Because I know I was smarter before I had these people. I know I was. But it took me off my owning my triggers. I own my triggers. I'm learning how to own things that I have made a trigger in my own life before I even put it on somebody else. What are some triggers that I've created? Or people I've allowed to be around me that are pulling me back into something that I wasn't, that I do not want to be anymore. We talked about that last week, right? Your circle. Who is in your circle? Because if your circle is a bunch of people that's making you relapse and causing you to stay in chapter 2, and we should be on chapter 52, then those people are triggers for you. And you're a trigger for yourself because you can't tell yourself, "Oh, I'm not going over there today. I'm not messing with them. Today I'm choosing peace." Apologizing. Can you apologize when you've done something? Remember, apologizing doesn't cancel who you are. Are you growing? It confirms that you're growing. To say, "You know what, my bad." Nothing wrong with saying my bad. "I'm sorry." That's a big one for it. Or, "I apologize. I apologize that I did this to you. I apologize when I made you feel some kind of way other than yourself." Or, "I was out of my mind, crazy, cuckoo crazy. And I apologize that you had to be a part of that undeveloped me." I had to do that to so many little millennial children. As I was growing, I apologize that you were caught up in some of that as I grew. You understand me? If you're trying to text me tonight, my phone don't work. Don't ask me why. Apple decides now that, they know it's the end of the year. And they must feel you got some money. They're crazy. And they want to come mess with me tonight. Y'all been telling that phone to act right. Growth. We're going to sit on this one for a minute. Growth. I can learn from my mistakes. You see the word mindset on the side. Growth is a change in your mindset also. I can learn from my mistakes. I can improve by working hard. I will never give up. And I'm determined to do my best. Self-reflection helps me succeed. I can overcome challenges with effort. That's a good one. You have to write that one in my on the journey. I can overcome challenges with effort, and I can train my brain. You can train it because it's yours. Stop waiting for somebody else to measure how you're supposed to be. But we have to change our mindset, change our mannerisms. That you cannot grow if you're still in that same bad mindset. We can't grow if we're still holding on to the mindset that we had in 1932. Yeah, probably say you weren't even born in 32. Well, I wasn't, but you know what? Some of that madness that was triggered from others that were around us at that time is feeding into we're feeding into that and acting the same way as some of the people that we saw unhealed. My sister said, I try not to tell people my triggers because some people use them against you, calling it relationships. You need to give some of them people a 5-finger discount. What the 5 fingers like to the face? No, but see, that was the unhealed part of me. No, we don't tell people our triggers. I think in our sometimes we can talk and we get to have a conversation with people so much and we lay down our we get comfortable with them. I know that's me. I'll get comfortable and I used to. Now I'm real reserved. But not to where I won't talk to you, but I now balance out who I give that part of me to. I just can't open myself and give everybody access to me anymore. Because at one point in time in my life, everybody had access. And I was running my mouth and talking all over the place and just, you turn around and everybody know your business and all your understanding your thoughts. No, shut down and shut up. I have to remind myself some days that because we're working on stuff, I have a big sign over my sewing machine that says, keep your mouth closed and shut up. And I tell this to myself, not being rude to myself, but I'm telling this to myself because if you keep your mouth closed, you'll think more. My son always reminds me, you always said 2 ears and 1 mouth. He don't use none of them. But yes, 2 ears and 1 mouth. Because if I keep this quiet, I can use these and I can hear more. And I can also take that time in that quiet space and work on this better me. Where you say, well, I am not healed yet. I got to work on this better me.
Listen, girl, you are not finished yet. You hear me? You are a masterpiece that's still drying. You're allowed to patch the cracks. You're allowed to rest. Healing ain't always pretty, but it's still progress.
Granny said, healing is not pretty, but it's progress. Because no, it's still going to have some days where you're going to look back and what did that? When did I do that? And why did I do that? It's not pretty. But she also said, what? You're a canvas that's still dry. I'm a canvas that's still dry. That means that I am still, there's still things that may come up. But you got some cracks in it. You may have some parts that ain't ready yet. Don't touch it. It's still dry. I'm still working. God is not through with me. God knows that I'm a work in progress because He's working with me. He is working with me. And my growth is my obedience in motion. So as we grow, we become more obedient. As we become more obedient to Him and His words and what He's teaching us, that we're learning, our emotion becomes better. Our understanding becomes better. Our atmosphere around us becomes more pleasant. You're not a walking time bomb anymore. What? Change your mind, change your mindset, change your altitude, change your attitude. You change your environment of function. Because I trust Him. I trust that He's still working. I know that I have to say this to myself. He's still working on me because I have to remember you're going to have some days to go. Stuff just gonna look like it's just all everything. They say everything hit the fan. I'm on here, so I can't cut. But you have some days where it look like everything just collapsed on one time. But then you have to remind yourself, oh no, I'm not by myself. What does it? My mom says think of footprints in the sand. I can't recite it because I was young, but I remember reading it to where the footprints in the sand. But he said you look back and you thought you was walking by yourself, but I was kidding. That's why I thought you took the footprints. I was listening, Mom. I was listening. So We're gonna get ready. I got a couple questions I want to ask some of y'all because you should have had your journals out, right? And I want to know if you don't mind, because we're gonna live. And I'm not gonna talk as much. I'm gonna talk to y'all. We're gonna talk together to each other tonight. Where are you growing from right now? Where are you growing from right now? And Daniel, tell to us. Where are you growing from right now? What old habits are you unlearning? She said, God's still working on me because he made me and he laughing at me like this crazy fool girl. I know. I know. God looked at me and be like, what was I thinking about when I made that one? Oh, she ain't got a bit of sense, but I'm going to help her out. I'm going to help her. I know he got a sense of humor because some of the stuff that I be going through, I done went through, that I'm growing through. I know he was sitting up there like, oh, she is. If she don't go find somewhere, go sit down. And a lot of the times, I even sit back and tell jokes to myself, but I'm like, this has to be something. It's something wrong with me. But I know when he said he has a sense of humor, I know he does. What old habits are you unlearning? I'm going to talk about me tonight. I have an old habit that I'm striving to unlearn. I learned it in the 3rd grade, and that is cuss words. I used to talk like a sailor. You hear me? I'm striving not to talk like Popeye the Sailor Man. But I became comfortable in those words because the words used to make us feel like we were tough. You know, you cussed about you walk up on somebody and cuss at them, you thought you was tough. But as I'm growing older now, I'm getting older, as I'm growing up, I'm realizing that it's not pretty to sit around and hear those words come out of my mouth. And I say this because I was in an elevator one day and I was talking to the maintainer. And now me and him, between each other, we could throw some F bombs around. But I was coming out the elevator, and I was welling them too. I just was knocking them out. And what kind of conversation we were in? It was really intense. We wasn't fighting; it was just our regular conversation. And somebody walked up on me as I was saying that word. And the person's face, their whole countenance changed like, dang, she talks like that? And I had to look at myself and go, okay, I think, man, you need to reserve those words for when they're necessary. Reserve those words for you going off for that 31-year-old. Reserve those words for when it's time to use them to show a different kind of force and power. But you don't have to use them in everyday conversation. You have enough more. You should be able to now articulate yourself in a better manner than you did when you in the 3rd grade on the playground. Walaikum salam. How you doing, beloved? So that is one thing that I'm learning to unlearn for myself. I'm unlearning that I don't have to use the MF word as the noun, the verb, the adverb, and everything else I was using it for in every other sentence that I was saying. So that's me as I speak my truth tonight. My sister said, I'm growing from where I don't have to be invited, and I'm not mad about it. And not to take it personally. Wow. See, that's what I mean with TTs. I used to feel bad too when I wasn't invited, even though I knew I wasn't going to. But I feel, they don't invite me. Why don't they never invite me? But now, I'd be like, please don't invite me. Sometimes you go, okay, that'd be nice to go somewhere. It'd be nice if y'all invite me. Certain places and certain people know if I invite her, she may come. Everything I'm not going to come to. But I also now am confident and comfortable and go, no, girl, I ain't coming. No, baby, I'm not coming. It's not going to be today. But like you said, now I don't feel and I don't take it personal if I'm not invited. Because I'm now more content being around me. See, when we were younger, we had to be all around everybody. Got to make it every function, every party, and I had to be here and learn to do all the new dances. You got to be there. You have to do. Now it's just too much noise. I'm comfortable sitting in that house by myself or quiet in the quiet spaces with my TV up to number 60 because somebody claimed they could hear when they don't hear good. Oh, we're going to talk about it, but we'll talk about him later. We'll talk about him later. She said, yes, I have that cussing issue, especially with driving. I was Bernie Mac inside the car, outside the car, in the elevator, as I just told you, everywhere. But I had to catch myself because I was talking to somebody else one day. And I noticed that if we keep those certain words out of the conversation, then you don't make other people comfortable also too to start talking like that. Because now if you both are talking like that, and I guess you have now lowered and put a different type of energy in the conversation. You have now suppressed the higher level of self. Because I was talking to a smile one day, and I let one of them MFs run. And next thing I know, I guess she felt, okay, Tree's cussing. So every word out of her mouth was a cuss word. And then the conversation started getting, I don't like this one. But I had to catch myself and like, you started it. My own trigger. I triggered her. And also, too, I noticed when we're in the streets and you hear other people talking like this, and you cringe. Not cringe because I'm better. I always cringe because I'm like, do I sound like that? Ooh, does my mouth become that? I don't cheat that. This is what it sounds like when I'm. Ooh. And I have grandchildren now. And I don't want them to remember their granny as. Every time grandma opened her mouth, she was welling them on somebody. I want them to actually go, my grandma was peaceful and pleasant. And don't make her mad because she will go Bernie Mac on you. She'll go full Red Fox. But if she wasn't mad, you didn't hear certain things coming from her. And you don't have to spend time trying to go back and apologize to people for them Bernie Mac moments we had. She got Hawaiian girl, Hawaiian Nike Tech suit with the gap. You hear me? Well, when I'm driving, I'm not that bad. I guess because I drive with people who set it off 0 to 100. And I don't drive as much as I used to. So when I do drive, I drive like Miss Daisy. So I'm probably the person you cussing out now. Because when I'm behind that wheel, I am super cautious more than I have ever been. When I was younger, I drove like a bat out of hell. But now I'm more, I'm the one that's stopping before the green light. I'm slowing down because I'm anticipating it to turn yellow. And I'm watching it every cautious because of the YN drivers like you. That's me now. No, ma'am, I'm not setting it off no more in the car. I have a what they call it, a quarter zipper now. I'm not no more YN for me.
I'm trying to grow, heal, and mind my business, but I'm still a work in progress.
Progress doesn't mean perfection. It means you keep choosing better. Or, hear me out. Chaos, text back, overthink it, react, spiral just a little.
Boy, not today. I'm healing on purpose.
Growth looks good on you.
I'm healing on purpose. She said it's the New York in me. Girl, straight out of Compton. It's the New York in you. Well, you know what, New York, we're going to give you a New York minute for you to start taking a breath before you get up in that car going off on everybody. We're halfway mark, and I thank you all for being here. Welcome to Granny's house if you're just now coming in. The conversation tonight is I am a work in progress. And I know I'm not by myself, because we have been talking about a lot of things and a lot of parts with this progress situation. And we're unpacking, and that we have to now change our mindset. I'm going to go back to that one again, because I really enjoyed that. Your mindset, it helps. As we change our mindset, it helps us to grow and to develop. So I'm not going to read it again, but I'll put it on the screen for you if you want to take a screenshot or whatever. Or ask me and I'll send it to you. But I do like the first one, that I can learn from my mistakes. And that is a heavy part of growth, learning from your mistakes. Because if we continue, what they say, if you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, that's insanity. And we don't want to be insane. We don't want to be there. Not at all. If you really want to change, start with your mindset, your attitude, intentions, and how you speak to yourself. Real change starts on the inside. So we talked about that earlier, that we have to now first start working on who do I desire to be. Because do you even speak this life into yourself? Do you question yourself? Who do I desire to be? What do I desire to be? We talked about affirmations, and we're going to start doing more affirmations before the show ends every now on our Tuesdays and Thursdays. Because now we're going to learn how to speak life into us, recharge our own battery, control our mindset, alter our negative thinking, and delete the BS that's unnecessary around us. Changing our mindset to a higher level to see ourselves in a better level. Let's see what Granny said.
Clap back! One comment, one text, one petty response.
No, I already clocked in for peace today.
Growth looks like restraint.
She used to be fun.
I still am. Just healed.
I still am fun, but now I'm healed. She said, I'm just healed now. I clocked in for peace. Sometimes we need to clock in for peace. You know, as you clocking into your job, clock in with yourself for some peace. Granny's so stressed out. She had 2 cups of coffee. I know y'all didn't catch that. That devil driving her crazy. A little madness in my own little head. I'm walking around with 2 cups trying to solve my own little problems. Clock in for peace. Clock in to find what your own mental strategy that we need to make with ourselves. What do I need to do? Day 1. That's what you're going to write tomorrow. Day 1. What are my triggers? What are my boundaries? And what do I desire to see for myself as peaceful? Maybe we haven't even had that conversation with ourselves yet. Reset, readjust, restart, and refocus as many times as you have to. Reset yourself. We fall down, but what? We get back up. Readjust. Because if you all, but you got to go to the chiropractor, readjust your mindset. Restart. It's okay to have day 1 all over again. Because what? We're going to refocus if we fall down. And if we get pulled back into that other person, come back and as many times as we have to reset our mindset and our thought process. Hey, walaikum salam, beautiful. Our affirmation that I put together for myself tonight, and I wanted to read this to you guys. I'm at that close time, but I wanted to read this because I wanted to go a little more into it, something that we could think on together. Is I give myself permission to grow at my own pace. I release shame and embrace progress. I am healing with intention. Not intention for nobody else, intention for myself. I am becoming, and I'm proud. I am striving to become a better, healed, happier me. And I'm proud of myself for the work that I'm putting in. I'm proud of myself. I am a work in progress, and that's enough. It's not enough that I'm going to stop. It's to where I know what I have to do now. And we're going to go back to what I'm becoming, and I'm proud. I had something happen today. I had to go to the doctor today. Because I remember I was out for about a minute. And as I was coming back into myself, I had to go get a checkup. And from the checkup, I was sitting there, you know, they make you get on the scale. And so I got on the scale. The lady says, you got big, heavy boots on because it's raining in California. She said, you like to take the boots off? I said, no. You know, whatever you weigh me, it's going to be what it is. So she weighs me. I got these big old heavy boots on, all these clothes on. And she goes, you lost 2 pounds. And I'm all happy. Oh, I lost 2 pounds. She goes, and your boots are kind of heavy. So you can say maybe you lost about 4 to 5 pounds. So I'm in there with the doctor. It's a female doctor, bless her heart. And I'm all, ooh, doc, you know, I lost 2 pounds. And she bust my bubble right out. She said, oh, don't get too happy too fast. I said, what you mean? She said, you know, people who are in the hospital, you know, you lose weight automatically because you're not eating and you're stressed in the different part. I said, man, that was 3 weeks ago. Can I have this win before you take it away from me? But I was proud of myself. And people may go, 2 pounds, and you over here celebrating and having a whole party for 2 pounds. Yes, I am clapping for myself with them 2 pounds. You hear me? Because that took a lot with them 2 pounds. It took a lot of days on the treadmill. It took a lot of moments to have to remind myself, you're fighting hard to become this better person. So you got to put in the work. Not only as you putting in the work mentally, you got to put in the work physically as well as spiritually. And the physical part for me right now is reminding myself to stay consistent on that treadmill. But when she busted my bubble, I didn't like it. I wanted to tell her, girl, you need to go find something to go do. But I had to come back to, hold on, you're healing. Don't let that little bit of trigger make you feel that, oh, that you didn't do something good for yourself. He said, tell her, let me, because girl was trying to leave me alone. I looked at her like, look, how hard it was for them 2 pounds, not to shake that, to slap your mama season on everything that wasn't walking. You know how hard it was for them 2 pounds that I had to put all the salt to the back of the cabinet. And I'm here eating, I actually had, bless their heart. I'm feeding these folks soup with no salt, and they looking at me kind of crazy. So let me celebrate my 2 pounds. But I had to release that and smile. And I was happy, and I embraced my own progress. You hear me? Because that little 2 pounds is a lot for me. I ain't shed no pounds in a minute. I was gaining them. And then remember my boots was heavy, so I'm gonna lean on that too. That was my own little, I'm gonna take accountability for having them heavy boots on. But that was my own little thing that I needed to do, that I had to embrace, and I was proud of myself today. I was very proud of myself. Thank you, beloved. Until you change your thinking, you will always recycle your experiences. Change your thinking so you can get out of downing and self-pity, self-drama. Because we said, what? I released the shame. Release it. Let it go. It happened. Try not to do it again. I'm not saying you're not going to do things that are shameful, but strive not now to think a little more. How can I say? Strive to think 5 times before we setting it off. Try to think a little bit before some of them words come out of our mouth. Think a little bit before we walk out the door in some of them outfits we shouldn't walk in. That's shameful. And then we don't have to be coming back to apologize so much. I understand that. Remember, we talked about we're going to apologize because that's part of our healing. But if we have less drama that we're putting on ourselves because we're realigning ourselves, we don't have to be walking out and shameful. And then we don't have to be sitting there trying to figure out, well, how can I release all this off me? I done put on me. I shouldn't have did it. What was I thinking? Release the shame. Change your thinking so you don't have to keep recycling your same experiences. I'm going to take this and tattoo this on my chest right here and walk around, some of them children of mine. Change your thinking. You're an adult now. If you're here, you're an adult. Solve it for yourself. Some things not saying that we didn't have childhood trauma, but at a certain time where we have to learn how to grow past that experience and use it as a stepping stone for the newer person I'm becoming. Remember, what I went through, I'm growing through. As I grow, what I was at, go back. As I go through, I'm growing through. So I don't know, I'm some tongue-tied. Let me give you some water. I've been talking to y'all, you're talking back to me. Yes, it is God who is working in you. He helps you want to do what pleases him, and he gives you the power to do it. Let's go back again, because y'all see I'm all tongue-tied tonight. It's this, I hadn't eaten yet. I fed everybody else, I didn't feed myself. Yes, it is God who is working in you. He helps you want to do what pleases him, and he gives you the power to do it. Philippians 2:13. He also, Philippians 1:6, he says, he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. So he says, if he who began, so if you start beginning with yourself, begin tomorrow with a brand new mindset of, I'm going to begin to do it better. I'm going to strive to see things in a more positive light. what they say, half full and not half empty. Because then I will fight to be consistent. Because he said he's going to carry you to completion, but you have to be consistent in what you're striving to do. Because God didn't start something he doesn't plan on finishing. It's us that don't finish. We quit. Oh, it's too much. It's too tired. I've been doing it all. I've been working every day, and why it ain't happening? It's not a microwave. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Your progress is a proof that he's working with you. Your patience with yourself is proof that he's working with you. If God isn't done with me, I'm not allowed to give up on myself. And I'm not going to allow you to give up on yourself. I'm going to keep coming here Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm going to keep talking and screaming aloud until we all get it right as I sit on y'all couches therapy. My growth is knowing that my Father is alive and don't want a relationship with me, and me being okay with it and accepting it. Wow, bless your heart, Queen. That is a good one. I have my growth is now the same. My father, bless his heart, he's a saint. But I have, I talk about him a lot. I have a child, one of my grown children, that he tells me he would rather us not be amongst each other. And I'm okay with that. He has created in his mind that I'm the enemy. And I had to come to an understanding that if me not being around him helps him to grow, then I accept that. If me removing myself and not letting him trigger me and me not trigger him, then I accept that. I have to say, we also have to say on this level like this, it's a peace that you have grown in your own self, that you now know that what I may not be getting from him, I'm getting from myself. And I have a bigger Father that created us both, that is also now helping to heal me from that pain that was wielded on me. And I can also say this. I've noticed in my life that when one person walks out, another person walks in. And the person that walks in is 9 times out of 10 the better person, or the person that you needed to help fill that gap. I can say my own personal self, I was blessed in my life to where what I was not given at birth, it came to me 3 months into my existence. And it's been the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. And I'm thankful that whoever was has now become way better than what people may say. Oh, do you miss? I have people say, you miss her that you don't know. No, I don't need to. Because what walked out, two beautiful people walked in and helped create a better person and to give me what I never knew I was missing. So I pray that you grow and you continue to keep growing, my darling, past that little hole, that little gap, and that God blesses you to continue to grow through. And that maybe one day, because my mom always say, when your works will show from afar, maybe one day he'll see what he's missing. And before he meets his maker, he'll go, you know what? I want to say, I'm sorry, or I love you. And if he doesn't, you're what you say. Well, once again, my mom says, Charles Stanley says, forgiveness is for you. It's not for that person, it's for you. And as long as you find a part in your heart to go, I forgive you. I may not forget it, but I forgive you. And in my forgiveness, I'm able to keep going. And I have to do this with my son. I can't hold on and allow him to that pain of what his unhealing, that he's unhealed right now, and his drama that he's wielding on himself. I can't continue to hold him in the boat, because holding him in the boat was causing turmoil and the waters were getting rocky. And I tossed him off the boat, but I gave him a life vest. In his life vest, I gave him a life vest to wear. If you ever come back and you realize that mommy is not the enemy, but you come back apologetic with a loving heart and an open mind and a better spirit, I'm here to listen. And that's where I had to come into my own understanding. As I'm honoring my growth, I'm praying that he honors his growth, that he learns to grow so we can be healed together. I'm accepting my process, and it's not an easy process. I release my shame, and I am not behind. I am right on time in who I'm becoming. And I'm thankful for you all tonight for hanging out with me. We're at that ending mark. And thank you, Queen, for allowing to share. Thank you for sharing tonight. And thank you for letting us get a little bit into your world. I appreciate you because as we do these things, you never know who we may touch. We may not be a lot of people here tonight with us, but as this goes through social media land or wherever else, you may have touched somebody else. And I pray that my words have touched somebody else also too. Where as we grow, we say, well, we go through, we grow through. And as we talk and you make me laugh and we go through things together, I know that we're going to heal. We're on a healing journey also. It's very beautiful that we can able to share. And I'm thankful. And if they're listening to those two beautiful people, to the two walked away, but what? Two beautiful ones walked in. And I'm very grateful for them. And I talk about them all the time. And that's the Queen Mother and the Deacon. Call me Deacon because it's my daddy. He has owned his right to sit on the front row. You hear me? And I'm also thankful that I kissed the many frogs before I found the prince. And some days he ain't all that princely, but he mine. I'm sticking beside him. And I would not get, and I'm thankful that all the ones that walked away, what they say, we thankful for the fool that let you go. I'm thankful for all the fools that I let go, to where I can actually find one that nurtures me and he helps me. He spiritually guides me. Physically, he no good for me because he eat a lot of junk. But we are now working together, and we are working together in our progress. We're working together in our peaceful to become peaceful, to make our home a loving place. And as we grow together, I'm noticing it's a different energy around us both now. It's a different atmosphere. And as we're working together in this process, because we have to become one. We're not two no more. We're two people, but we're becoming one in our life. I can see now we don't battle as much because what? Somebody has to go, you know what? Not today. And I'm not going to let that be a trigger. I love you all. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful that you have each come today to share your time, your energy, and your love with me. It has been this has been a very beautiful show. I'm happy I was here. Thank you. I love you too, Queen. And I'm glad that we're able to share. And I hope in our sharing that we are healing someone else. We have one more show before the end of the year. It's not Thursday. Thursday, I'm going to go eat at my mama's house for free. And then eat now at mama's house for free. We'll come back next Tuesday and we'll unpack some of the things that we're going to be doing for our new year. Maybe that's what we'll talk about. The New Year's resolutions that we're going to honestly strive to keep up with this year. We're on, and how our healing journey is going. We'll talk freely next Tuesday. It'll be an open mic. And we'll talk on some of the things that we have went through since September that maybe we have implemented. I know me, I've implemented a lot of things that we may have changed, or things that we are striving to see better or do for ourselves. We ain't gonna talk about them folk we threw off the boat. But if talking about some of them things help to heal you, and those are things that have become a healing for you, then we'll talk about that Tuesday. So I'm thankful that we had just time together. I'll see you all on Tuesday, not Thursday, Tuesday. Remember, we like, follow, and we share. We like, follow, and we share. Facebook, we like, follow, and we share on Instagram, TikTok, Lemonade, and YouTube. We like, follow, and we subscribe on YouTube. And we bring other folks to Granny's house. Y'all got some sisters or some brothers or some girlfriends or whoever that you feel that come and help and add to the conversation. Invite them. You don't need my permission to do. People ask me, can I share this? You do not need my permission to share what we're learning. She said, Reflections of 2025. That's what we'll call that show. I love you. See, I knew 2 heads is better than 1. Reflections of 2025. That's Tuesday's show. So So I'll see you all Tuesday. Enjoy your holiday or whatever you call it, or happy Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa starts that Friday. The 7 principles, I do not have them all in my head, but go look them up. The 7 principles of Kwanzaa, and find someone else as you're going through your day. I know everybody's happy at this time of year, but if you see somebody that's not smiling, give them a smile. Make somebody else's day. And if you can't make nobody else's day, go find somewhere to sit down and shut up. I love you all. I'm thankful once again. And may we enjoy as we ride out in Granny's house, that I'll see you on Tuesday. Peace and welcome to Granny's house.
This ain't no bedtime story, no cookies and milk. It's a straight shot of wisdom, smoother than silk. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as cold, it's just what you need. Pull up your Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as cold, it's just what you need. Oh, pull up your chair, let the stories unfold. It's laughter, it's lessons, it's love made of gold. Got a question, ask it, we're not shying here. This is a safe space, honey, come face your fear. Got the mic hot, got the bass line deep. Granny's got the groove you wanna keep. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as cold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as cold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as cold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as cold, it's just what you need. Darling, lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pound. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to heal. Lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the